Welcome back, everyone. Now you've been to Healthy Hell and back. Let's summarize the article together. So, it turns out recently some researchers have been studying soldiers serving in the military. I think it mentioned 600,000 subjects were used, and they checked some of their basic sort of health statistics before they went in. I think it was BMI, blood pressure, and
lipid index? No.
Yeah, a type of lipid, cholesterol.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
And then, so they went into the military for a year, did all their training, the routines, everything, and then they tested the same stats again, and they found that across the board, everybody was getting healthier. There are some pretty obvious reasons for that. Maybe not a super amazing diet, but it's regular. It's it's sort of thought through and nutritionally planned and balanced, and it's at regular times in the day. Getting up early, doing a lot of physical activity helps perhaps to get to bed early also, and sleep better, quality of sleep. Obviously regular exercise as well and routines. They were noticing that many of the overweight servicemen were losing weight, and even the underweight servicemen were gaining weight, often in muscle mass, from all the exercise and activity. So perhaps unsurprisingly to me, I think, or surprisingly to some, being in the military for a year improves your physical health. Maybe not the mental health. It's quite a stressful process. You're very limited, you're very restricted, and so on. But at least physically, it does improve you. At the end of the article, though, it does talk about the dangers of perhaps the rebound effect. Once you come out of the military, you've suffered enough, as it were. You've been forced into a certain regime for a long period of time. You might easily say, I deserve some pleasure. I want to pig out and, get my head stuck in a bowl of cream cakes, do no exercise, get up late, miss the morning, stay up all night. If you do this, as many people do, for an extended period of time, you will ruin all the health benefits that you gained, and perhaps even get into worse habits than before. So, is it a health benefit in the long term? Perhaps not. Certainly the people that I know have been in the military, definitely the rebound effect was quite noticeable. Although I don't know how many people that really represents. So yes.
I know I get a rebound effect after just a normal week at work. Like, oh man, I worked hard. It's time for that ice cream. Yeah.
Rewarding beers are calorific. So this is all about suffering in the military, but getting an unexpected benefit. So in addition to serving in the military, what are some things that people hope to get over with as quickly as possible? I'm sure there's a lot. Oh, sickness, gosh, yes.
Yeah, you want to get over sickness as quickly as possible. An ex.
Oh, yes.
Get over an ex as quickly as possible.
That's a hard one.
It is, yeah. And I mean, I think it's any sort of difficult time, people do want to go through it as quickly as possible. Maybe for your test, you're like, man, I wish this test will go as quickly as possible because I'm failing. For me, any math class, any class about subjects I wasn't good at, will be something I want to get over with as quickly as possible. Yeah, there's just difficulties. Any sort of difficulties,
I wonder what it says about me when the first thing that popped into my head in this question was secondary school. School.
School, get it over with.
For years, I feel like I was just waiting, counting the days down to when school was over.
I remember that, like, time being so much longer when you're like that young. And the few months of school seemed like 7 years.
Yeah, it just dragged. Yeah.
It's only been one day.
So, considering the other side of this article, how about health? Do you get regular health checkups? What indicators do you use to track your ongoing health journey?
I have to get regular ones every 2 years because of working here. It used to be every year.
It
and
did,
then they
yeah.
jumped it down to every 2 years, jumped it up, whatever, down to every 2 years. And I would rather have every year, to be honest. The one I look at the most is probably BMI, because it's the easiest number to both understand and just check real quick. Because like the lipid numbers or the cholesterol levels or your LDL, HDL, you have to actually know what those are and pay attention to like what is normal. And I'm like, I'll just look at my BMI. Yeah. I used to know like what hypertension was and pre-hypertension and LDL levels versus HDL, but now I'm like...
Yes, I have to admit, I do sometimes look at most of the statistics and think, I don't know if that's good or bad.
What's good in Korea is they'll give you colors. It's easy for us. So at least the one I went to, it's like green means you're in the normal, yellow means you're just outside of it, and then red means like you should change.
Danger.
Yeah. And I got a few yellows the other time. I was like,
oh no. That's disturbing. But yeah, good to keep a check on it, perhaps. I think one thing I hated about the health check was, and this was, I think it's when I was changing visas, which I did a few times over a number of years, is they would always take a chest x-ray. It is not good. It is not a good idea to have an x-ray of any kind every year, especially on one specific part of the body. It's completely unnecessary. And so when we stepped down to every 2 years, I was like, oh God, at least I can escape some chest x-rays. Increasing my
That's
chance.
right. Yeah, I didn't think about that. It's not good. Hey, get on that.
Yes.
Whoever's watching.
If you're watching, ask if you can opt out of the chest x-ray, unless you think there's a problem with your lungs. Anyway, my random medical advice. I'm not a doctor. Please do not take my advice as anything important, but just saying. So, as we settle back into blissful ignorance of our real health condition, let's do our bodies good and our minds good by checking out the vocab section. And I think you'll find a few things that are something to write home about.
Oh.
So enjoy that part and come back and see us in the next one. Bye-bye.
Get something over with.
Get something over with.
Conscript.
Conscript.
Lipid.
Lipid.
Regimented.
Regimented.
Rebound effect.
Rebound effect.